Beautiful day here at the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy in Washington, D.C. Glad you're with us. The second to last game of the regular season, and it is senior day for the Georgetown Hoyas. Lots of seniors being honored today. Lorena Vasquez Nzunza, Cam Kondo, May Forshee, Sophia Scarangella, Morgan Zamora, Brooke Plonka, Brittany Liu. It's a lot of names and a lot of players who will be departing this team who has made some great strides this year, but they need to still just win one game here in this series to punch their way into the postseason. I'm Christian Taylor, glad you're with us here on Hoya Vision. It is Brooke Plonka to get things going in the circle for the Hoyas, and immediately delivers ball one to Nicole Sullivan, the starting shortstop for DePaul. And Nicole Sullivan, this season the junior from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Next delivery on the way, and it's strike one, so Brooke Plonka with her first strike here. So basically the scenario this weekend for Georgetown, the only thing they can't do is go 0-3, and they're looking for their first postseason berth since 2014. It's been a long time for this team. They're oh so close, team who is senior laden, trying to become one of the more historically better programs that this Georgetown softball history has seen. But they need one. They need one out of the two remaining days. Here comes the next one for Sullivan, and she pops one up and foul. 2-2. So if they go 3-0 or 2-1 this weekend, which they're not going to go 3-0, they have to at least try and go 2-1. They would be 5th place. Remember, it's a Big East postseason that has just expanded from 4 to 6 teams. Next one on the way, and a big swing and a miss. Nicole Sullivan down on strikes. That's one away here. But for Georgetown here, if they go 1-2, and if St. John's drops at least one, then they themselves are still 5th. But if St. John's goes 3-0, Georgetown go down to 6th. If they only go 1-2 this weekend, and if they go 0-3, they are out because DePaul would end up hopping them, and St. John's would end up jumping over them. 1-0 here to Bailey Cosgrove, the second baseman, and sees a strike, and a little bit upset over here is DePaul head coach Tracy Oddix Zins, who turned on the afterburners a little bit down that first base line. Didn't like that previous call. 1-1, it's low and in the dirt. 2-1 for DePaul. If they go 3-0 and St. John's drops 2 and Providence drops 1, then DePaul is 5th, Georgetown is 6th. Next delivery, fouled away. DePaul as well, if they are to go 3-0 and St. John's wins 2 and Providence wins 3, then DePaul is 6th, but it's only if they go a perfect 3-0. If they lose a single game this weekend, they are out. So obviously it gives just a little bit more gusto for them this entire weekend as Brooke Plonka now pushes this count full to 3-2 on Bailey Cosgrove. And DePaul did the job yesterday, winning 8-5. A few long balls in the game for both sides. Wind up and the pitch, a little bit of contact, and it's fouled away again. It's a game yesterday that saw Wohler's homer, 3-run homer for her. She also had a double. Just a big player this season and this entire series too, as off to first goes Bailey Cosgrove. And so Brooke Johnson, the first baseman, the tall first baseman at 6'1", stepping in for the first time today. She did have a hit yesterday. There's a strike. Johnson, the senior out of Chino Hills, California. High school of the same name. Steady force for this offense all year, her entire career. I mean, we're talking about 2022 All Big East first team selection. Led the team in basically every offensive category you could think of. This year, though, the team leader in average is Wohlers, but Johnson not too far behind, still at 323. The 0-2, very close. Plonka at least tried to make Johnson think about it. And it will move to 1-2. Just one out here in the top of the first inning. Runner at first is Bailey Cosgrove. Wind up. This one sent home, and a swing and a miss. Good delivery by Plonka. It's her second strikeout today. Being honored on Senior Day, so that'll be a pretty big reason why she is starting today. Of course, before the game, you have to mention what she just did earlier this year through that perfect game against Coppin State. 15 strikeouts. Wasn't quite her career high, but her Georgetown career high. The first perfect game in Hoyas history. And just took a simple transfer from Dartmouth for her final campaign to now be amongst the hallowed few here at Georgetown. You just see it. There's just something about her delivery and the way that ball just pops in the mitt of May 4. She just does so a little bit louder than many others. And at times she's been able to pitch around some batters. She's been able to pitch two batters, be very aggressive. And she's just one of those pitchers that when she's on, she is one of the best in the nation. 3-0. Here it comes. And there's a first strike to Anna Wohlers. And with what Wohlers did yesterday, you understand why this is already a hitter's count for her. Plonka just trying to take everything in, prevent the damage. Next one. Oh, that's a big fly ball, but well foul. Just enough there to really see the wallop she can pack. And Wohlers is just a sophomore. And she's taken a page out of the Brooke Johnson book for being first place in just about everything for this team. First in batting average, first in hits, first in homers by quite a bit, 12. On base percentage, slugging by quite a bit. Next one, called strike 3. And so Plonka strikes out the side. We head to the home half of the first. It's the way they wanted to start it defensively, Georgetown. Georgetown stepping in for the first time today. Cam Kondo honored today on Senior Day. It's her fan club who is out in center field right now. They've got the Cam Kondo head on the stick. First one very ripped to the left-hand side and just foul. Well, she hit a home run yesterday. She just loves hitting in this stadium, doesn't she? And of course, yesterday she found her way through, as she normally does here. 1 ball and 1 strike. And of course, with that home run yesterday for Kondo, it's her 13th of the season, just best in the Big East. And there's a strike, makes it 1-1. I mean, we're just talking about a player here who just finds different ways. The power's at the start of the lineup. 2-2. Next delivery. This one swung on and missed. And Kondo out for the first time today.
Shortstop, number 18, Morgan.
So now is 0 for 4 this series, I beg your pardon. Last home run hit here was that Creighton series. It was that Wohlers homer that was just before Kondo stepping in, right? Where she couldn't quite clear the fence. 1-0 here. Morgan Zamora at the plate. The shortstop also honored today on Senior Day. Wind up in the pitch, the next one. And there's a strike. Bella Niji, the starting pitcher for DePaul, freshman from Bettendorf, Iowa. Assumption High School. Same high school, was teammates with Anna Wohlers over there. And there's a strike. 1-1 here. Bottom of this first inning. Georgetown trying to get on the board first. Had a nice little stretch here, and there's a swing and a miss. It's another strikeout here. Both teams have now combined for 5. But there was a stretch where it was about the Creighton series, Towson game as well for the Hoyas. You know, they were scoring early. There was a good handful of games in a row. Seton Hall series too, where they were scoring a couple of runs in the first inning. And it was kind of setting them up for success. But since then have slowed down just a little bit. May Forsey, the batter here. She also has had a pretty big fan club here on display. The 0-1. That's the first ball of the count here. Got a lot of her family members here. They're wearing Forsey 15 shirts. And of course they were out in full force during the Senior Day ceremony before the game. Stepping into this next one, and Niji cannot find the strike zone. So May Forsey trying to make them think here. Forsey awaits the next one. This one hits left side and just fair down that left field line. And Forsey's done enough there to get the first hit of the game.
Third base, number 8, Helena Vasquez in Sousa.
Yesterday went an awesome 3 for 3, so she just can't stop hitting right now. It's good to see after she went 0 for 4 and 0 for 3 in her final 2 games against Butler. after she started that series 3 for 5. When she's getting hits, some good things happen. So it's now the cleanup hitter in Lorena Vasquez Inzunza. Delivery on the way and a big hack. Just remember it was Kayla Dunn who had that ankle injury. It's questionable to come on back in. This one swung on and missed. Strike 2 here for Lorena Vasquez Inzunza, the third baseman. Once again, also honored today on Senior Day. That's just going to be a familiar theme here on this whole starting lineup. The next one is through and rises up a little bit. It's a good snag by Riley Poole behind the plate here. It's Georgetown and DePaul. Playoff implications. Georgetown just need one win, and they are in to the postseason. And another strikeout. All 3 for the Hoyas in this inning, swinging. Both pitchers striking out the side with 1 base runner allowed. Here we go to the second inning. No score.
We would like to
Second inning here. Glad you're all with us on Hoya Vision. I'm Christian Taylor. 0-0 DePaul and Georgetown. DePaul making their way in from Chicago, Illinois. And Planca's first batter here is Tori Meyer, the center fielder. I mean, talk about a campus there of DePaul. I mean, you're right there inside the city. I mean, a lot of their venues, you can just see the tall buildings where you're playing. There's the first strike of the at-bat, 1-1. I know the soccer team, you can see the high-rises there in that city. Softball, you can certainly pick them out too. And so it's certainly probably a different feel coming to Washington, D.C. Ball 2. So you don't have the tall buildings like you do in Chicago. Obviously, it's designed that way, this city, but you get just these incredible historic monuments out here, too. I certainly hope that this DePaul team, whether it be yesterday or today or even tomorrow, get a chance to check out the sights and sounds of this city. Remember when Creighton came to town, the weather was just so bad that weekend. We had the chance to talk to one of the Creighton players, and she said, no, we just couldn't do anything here in the city. They, because of the weather, because of the uncertainty of some of the games here, they just couldn't get anything done. And after that final game, that doubleheader on that Sunday against Creighton, they were off and rolling back to Omaha, Nebraska. So, but this is a nicer weekend. As there's ball 4 to Meyer, she's on.
designated player.
Hopefully they get the chance to check a few things out. And I would assume Georgetown, last year when they went over there, got the chance to check out the Bean, or Sears Tower perhaps, anything you may want down there. I guess it's the benefit of the Big East, right? You get some cool cities you get to visit. Strike one to Carly Alvers, the designated player. Followed up by Grace Frazier in right field. Riley Poole is behind the plate, batting 8th. Then Addison Talbot batting 9th in left field. Plonka sends this one home. 0-2. I mean, the rest of the biggies, I mean, obviously we see Chicago and Washington, D.C. here, but St. John's, New York, right? Creighton is Omaha, Nebraska. Marquette, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Butler, Indianapolis. Ripped, first base side! Double play for Campos! Had to grab that ball, stepped on first, and you know what? Might as well tag Meyer in the process. A 3 unassisted double play. Heck, I mean, there's another base runner on second. She almost could have gotten herself a triple play with how quickly she was able to snag that one. And Grace Frazier now, the right fielder. Ball one. Frazier, this season, you know, just as the senior, of course, her name was mentioned before the game. Always love seeing that when it's senior day for somebody. There's at least a little nod to the opposition seniors because it is true. I mean, they're playing in their potentially their last games here if they can't find their way to the postseason. And swinging underneath it is Frazier. 2 outs still in the top of the second inning. Frazier this season at .243 average. It's just about good for 5th on the team. This is a towering pop-up. Shortstop and Zamora out for it and records the final out of the second inning. It is the Naya Campos unassisted double play that kind of made the noise here. We go to the bottom half of the second. Home half of the second inning for Georgetown. May Forshey's single, the only thing putting a base runner on for them today. But otherwise, they had the side struck out on them by Bella Niji, the starting pitcher today for DePaul. Sophia Scarangella, Brittany Liu, Naya Campos coming up here. And strike 2. 8th batter is Casey Lyman, 9th batter is Claire Turner. That's how the rest of the lineup goes for Georgetown today. And we'll run through the defense here in just a brief moment. Niji elevates a little bit. So Riley Poole's behind the plate. First base, Brooke Johnson. Second base, Bailey Cosgrove. Third base, Anna Wohlers. Shortstop, Nicole Sullivan. Left field is Addison Talbot. Center field, Tori Meyer. Right field, Grace Frazier. 2-2 now. Scarangella playing role of DP here. You know, she hasn't played in every aspect of the year, but she stepped in and has displayed a little bit of power as that one's fouled away. Scarangella does have 2 homers this season, one of which being the game clincher against Creighton. Remember, they needed some runs to try and throw the mercy rule on. She did. And there's a swing and a miss. It's a 4th strikeout dealt by Bella Niji today.
Number 23, Brittany Liu.
Her other home run, Scarangella, was against Villanova. And now it's Brittany Liu, the right fielder. Just excellent pitching so far by the young freshman. And this is something that, DePaul could be looking to expect. Niji leads the team in strikeouts, now up to 54. Next best is Brenna Smith, who pitched yesterday. 2 balls and no strikes here to Brittany Liu, the right fielder. Brittany Liu is the senior from Potomac, Maryland, also being honored. Has to turn away from that, but it is strike 1. Changed her number last season to this season from number 3 to number 23. It's now Casey Lyman who's sporting that number 3 this year. But Brittany Liu has gone in and played a very solid right field role. There's ball 3. This season for Liu, a .221 average, has played in 37. 3-1, another one that she has to buckle down for, but it is the 2nd strike called. Bella Niji has done a superb job of getting right back into this count here. The righty deals another. Right at third base, it's Wolders who went down, and the toss to first in time. It's the first ground out or non-strikeout for Georgetown batting today.
First base.
That's Nia Campos. Well, probably still rolling pretty nicely after that unassisted double play. Campos at 134. It's risen just a little bit. She did have a hit yesterday. It was a double. Her first hit since the St. John's series. Of course, she went 2 for 3. That was in the first game of that series. That was the game that they won. 1-0 for Campos. Strike 1. And it seems like the foundation has been laid for Campos. Just the ability, again, for her to rake and still get some nice hits, but it's just a matter of consistency with it, isn't it? Campos swings through the next one. Again, it all just kind of comes with age, of course. And we've seen a progression in Kayla Dunn's game, right? Sometimes it just takes a little bit of moments, and she's learning under some really top upperclassmen. And with that one, it is the 5th strikeout of the game for Niji, who is pitching awfully well here. 3rd inning we come, still scoreless.
Cool.
8-9-1. DePaul for the 3rd inning. Brooke Plonka, 3 strikeouts. Belanigi on the other end with 5 strikeouts. And here we go. Third inning is upon us. Riley Poole, the catcher, swings through that one for strike 1. Now it's been her and Wohlers who have split some time here behind the plate. Last year, Riley Poole, she started in 37 games. 36 of them were as catcher, but this year's been just a nice little platoon system. Just whichever has worked out nicely. But Riley Poole, and to Wohlers' credit, I mean, she was right. This team needed pitchers. They lost their entire pitching staff from last year. 1-1. Strike 2, that's another great pitch. 1 strike away from getting out of this inning if she can play her cards right. Sarah Lehman, Natalie Halverson, Erin Hocker, Juliana Gomez, all seniors last year, all gone. Actually, beg your pardon, Gomez was not a senior, but she's gone. She was a sophomore, but everybody else departed, and there was just this desperate need for pitchers here, so it was a no-brainer, believe, for Niji to then make her way over. 1-2. Swing and a miss. And LVI strikes out with a couple runners on, but the Hoyas do just get one, as Claire Turner was the one to cross the plate. 4th inning is upon us here. Hoyas now lead 1-0. Anna Wohlers here at the plate. We were just talking about her in the last half inning. Of course, her influence in getting Belanigi into Chicago. Of course, those two played together in high school over at Assumption. Pitcher-catcher. That's what it was. And, Belanigi's even mentioned, that's her favorite catcher to play with, or one of her favorite catchers in Anna Wohlers. Just have a really nice connection there, pitcher-catcher. But Wohlers, as we mentioned, has been splitting some time between catcher and third base, and today is at third. Ripped again. Yeah, she is going to be a problem in this conference, isn't she? Just a sophomore. Just got to give so much credit to these players, because there's just so much work that goes into all of this. It's not easy to do. I mean, we're talking about getting up at early hours of the morning, weightlifting, getting stronger, practicing your swing. I mean, hours in batting cages, months, years in batting cages. Just practicing the game, because it takes a bit to stay consistent at this level. Non-stop work. The 1-2 from Blanca, shallow center field. Turner has it. And Wohlers is 0 for 2. Tori Meyer, one of the few base runners of the day for DePaul. Remember, she got on with a walk and then was doubled up there with Campos over at first. Meyer, the senior from Barrington, Illinois, is in center today. We just saw her made that play to gun down Lyman at second. Rifled one foul. Had some clutch hits in that UConn series, didn't she? 3 RBIs against the Huskies. And Meyer this season batting at .244. 20 total RBIs on the year. 0-1. In the air again. It's Lyman. And she can retire, who retired her in the last half inning.
Number 3.
2 down. Carly Alvers, the DP. Also pretty young, the sophomore. Lincoln Way Central High School. Patiently waits the first offering. Towering again. Weird area. Zamora has it. Took 1 pitch, 1 out there for Alvers. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Plaka in the circle. Just what they needed. So we go down to the bottom of the 4th inning. Chance to add some more for the Hoyas. Sophia Scarangella, Brittany Liu, Nia Campos for the 4th for Georgetown. They have a 1-0 lead right now. They got those bases loaded in the last inning. A sacrifice fly hit in 1, but it definitely could have been more. But some smart pitching by the freshman from Bettendorf, Iowa. But now Scarangella, who also is a senior, Tucson, Arizona, towering again, deep into the sunshine. Cosgrove making sure nobody else is around her, squeezes the glove for the first down. South Point Catholic High School is Scarangella as well. And so it's Brittany Liu. Started her career over at Liberty, Brittany Liu, or number 16 over there. 9 games, played 1 start, had 2 hits, one of which was a triple with the Flames. That 2019 team there for Liberty is actually pretty successful. The team went 40-22 that year, 16-5 in conference play. There's a ball, 2. They were good enough to where they hosted regionals, Liberty. Beat Rutgers 1-0, beat Kent State 4-0, beat Marshall 7-0. And another one that misses the strike zone, it's 3-0. But then, advanced on to the next round, lost to UT Arlington 9-8, and then Iowa State 7-2. Very quick couple games and out, but they certainly had some good looks. And Brittany Liu a part of that team, and receives ball 4 here. So it didn't have to go too far from Lynchburg, Virginia up to Washington, D.C., but both schools getting some really nice educations. Nia Campos, it's an area where she's hoping to shine. Also from Tucson, Arizona. We've said it a lot, but there's just so many West Coast players on this team. I guess you can maybe almost consider it Pacific Southwest. And by the way, this bench for Georgetown, very loud right now. They've got all the confetti, the streamers flowing from the top of their dugout. They've got all the numbers outlined in cups. There on the outside of the bullpen over there for senior day, some balloons. Of course, they had some nice jerseys framed with their numbers, some of which they can take home with them. Of course, maybe the most important thing of all is having their family out here with them. And it is also Alumni Day on top of it, so this parking lot here at the Nationals Youth Baseball Academy is pretty full. Usually doesn't take you long to find a spot, but, I mean, it's still pretty easy to do so, but you kind of weave around. There were cars constantly moving in that parking lot. Aces are wild, and Campos just a leer away from another. 2 balls and 1 strike as Niji is trying to prevent any sort of danger. Brittany Liu standing over at first base. 2-1. Cut in for a strike. Levels up the count. That DePaul bench trying to be pretty loud too. It's a much smaller team over there. Just 18 players on that DePaul team. So it looks like there's only about 6-7 players there in that dugout who could actively play for DePaul. This has been close to their lineup for a lot of this year. Maybe it's a few different position changes, but you know, if you're Coach Tracy Audix Zins, her 5th season, you gotta think about these changes. Remember, this is a team that's just trying to reload now after what was another successful year last year. Here's a towering fly ball, right field. Frazier back, and it's just over her glove. Late start, though, for Brittany Liu, because she didn't know if that ball was going to be caught or not. And so she floats into second. 2 runners on now for Casey Lyman, who had a deep one hit their last time up in the 3rd inning. So Bella Niji has been able to get out of a few innings here, but now these last 2 innings has seen players on and around her. You just have to think about different things when you're out there. Strike 1 is given to Casey Lyman, who had a hit her last time up but was gunned down by Tori Meyer at second base. Foul ball, strike 2. Casey Lyman certainly the future of this Georgetown team, the freshman from Portland, Oregon. 4-year starter in high school. 2019-2022 best defensive player there at Jesuit High School. 2022 first team all-league. Popped up, foul territory. Oh, what a snag by Johnson. And tagging up, going to third was Liu, and she's also out. The 6'1" first baseman showing her glove and arm speed as well. 3-5 double play. They took the chance, couldn't get it. Okay, 5th inning we go. Still 1-0 in favor of Georgetown. But you can understand why. It was a hard one to arrange to. Yes. Yeah, it was pretty close. It was like a Rob home run. Yeah. Yeah.
Grace Frazier.
All of a sudden, just a few more chances left for this DePaul team. Remember, this is the DePaul team who cannot lose. If they want a chance at the postseason, first pitch, left field, Kondo. Routine for her and her fan club behind us making some cheers. They've been messing with her this entire game. Whenever she walks out there for her duty of left field, there's something being said to her. The voice of this team. Riley Poole, the catcher, up for the second time today. And it's a ball. Brooke Plonka has only allowed one hit today, and that's Addison Talbot. Otherwise, that has been it. Hit a batter in Cosgrove, walked Sullivan, walked Meyer. That's been all. This one, though, blooping right in for a single, right on cue. And they get their first base runner since the third inning, DePaul, here in the fifth. Addison Talbot. Very interesting. The bottom parts of these lineups are producing right now for these sides. It was the bottom of the order that kind of started things up for the Hoyas offensively in that one-run third inning with Lyman and Turner. And Talbot receives a strike. Utility player, can play just about anywhere you may ever want her to, and has increased the action this year. Big hack for strike two. Last year, played in 21 games, only started a couple, had just 3 hits on the year. This year up to 21, Talbot, and has doubled the amount of games she's appeared in. Has to buckle her knees away. First ball of the count. Numerous accolades in high school over at Bradley Bourbonnais High School. All area, all state, all conference. Of course, graduated in the top 10% of her class. Exits the strike zone, 2-2. Not to mention, she did also play travel ball for Sparks. That's a familiar team amongst some of these Blue Demons. A lot of Sparks products here. 2-2, popper foul. A few fans have located themselves up top there. Looks like one of the May Forshee members of their fan club is up there, but mostly some DePaul people. Two and two. Elevates 3-2 now. Remember when Creighton were here, they had a Creighton fan up there who made just a crazy one-handed grab. It's just brilliant. Breathtaking, honestly. It's ranked up there as one of the best catches we've seen this year. 3-2, there's some contact right side and just in front of Lou. And watch out, rounding second, heading to third is Poole, and it is second is Talbot for her second hit today. 2 runners in scoring position for the Blue Demons. And it's Nicole Sullivan now, time called. Their back-to-back hits given up by Brooke Plonka, who had only allowed 1 hit through the first 4 1/3 innings. All of a sudden, a little bit of danger here. And again, you just have to keep DePaul off the scoreboard if you want any chance to win this game. That's Nicole Sullivan, the leadoff hitter, who's due up here. Again, Georgetown just need to win 1. They go, 0-3. Basically just out. Of course, with other results needing to benefit themselves too, but DePaul would then take the spot of the Hoyas there. If they can go 3-0, and if St. John's drops 2, and if Providence drops 1, that's how they hop on in there. And I know if you're Georgetown, you don't want to set up the table for tomorrow. Just want to make tomorrow a good, straightforward day. And there's strike 1 from Plonka. All of a sudden, just some massive at-bats here, and all of a sudden a cloud coming on top of us here. But pretty sunny day. Sullivan has struck out swinging and walked. Plonka, in it goes, but a ball. 1-1. Glad you're with us here on Hoya Vision. I'm Christian Taylor. It's been fun today. 1-0. Hoyas leading the Blue Demons and trying to get to that postseason. Plonka, in it goes. Upstairs. 2-1. It's right now the DePaul bench that's just a little bit louder. Some hope here, needing to motivate their leadoff hitter, Sullivan. Foul ball, strike 2. You know, if you're Plonka, if you can get that second out, just the extra advantage that can try and give her. One thing's for certain, you don't want to get to Brooke Johnson. Well, you don't really want to see Bailey Cosgrove either, but especially after what she was able to do last year against the Hoyas. But Brooke Johnson is that power hitter who can clean it. And it hits Sullivan. The bases are loaded. And Plonka delivering her conference leading 20th hit batter. That's Bailey Cosgrove, who also was hit by a pitch today. Also popped out to short in Zamora, but now to force it any bag. Ripped at the netting. Cosgrove, the sophomore from Loda, Illinois. Last year in the Georgetown series, 4 hits, 3 in just game 1 against them. Cosgrove is also hit. Back-to-back hit batters, and this game is tied at 1.
First base.
Wow. Unforced. Something you can't have if you're looking for the postseason. But we'll need to get her head right back into it. And unfortunately for her, it's Brooke Johnson now with the bases loaded and 1 out. And DePaul now in the driver's seat. Pops her up. Lands on the cements behind play. 0-1. Just a menacing presence there. Johnson at 6'1". At 52 RBIs last season. First in the Big East. 5th in program history. And watch out. It's pretty far, although Turner's able to range to it. Makes the out. Hoping to get some out somewhere and can't do so. And with that, DePaul grab the lead at 2-1. Johnson, the sacrifice fly. So now it's runners at 2nd and 3rd, 2 away. Anna Wohlers, who can also take one deep. But the Hoyas entered this inning with a 1-0 lead. They now trail 2-1. And they themselves now will have 3 innings to try and claim that back. And there's ball 1. DePaul putting on the pressure here, not just in this game, but this entire weekend, knowing what they need to do. Strike is into this one. Wohlers is 0 for 2. Strikeout looking and a fly out to center. And could really open this game with a pretty strong hit here. There's a gap here in left center. Moved over a little bit. 1-2 now for Wohlers. This is massive here. Hoyas would love to keep it at 2-1. Again, just sets the table. On the other end, they've got 9-1-2 due up. One-two offering, skids off the rubber. And makes the deuces wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out, 2-1. What is a busy day here at the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. Baseball due up later tonight as well. Plonka steps into this one and a foul ball that Wohlers feels hit off of her left leg. That walk-off RBI double in the 7th inning. Win the series against UConn. So she is clutch, there's no doubt about it. And could they ever use her now? Here it comes, and just got a piece of it. Stays alive here. A few of the outfielders were about a step or two in. But we'll have to remain out there, and now it is Pat Conlin. Comes out to talk to Brooke Plonka. Let's see if we can peer in here and see it's the body language from Forshee, Plonka, and Coach Conlin. I think she can maybe see or understand just how careful Plonka is trying to pitch to Wohlers. With this being as massive of an at-bat as it is. Just needs to deliver the pitch that she trusts. All right, Wohlers eyes everything else. And she's right back in. And here we go again. As Plonka will step onto the rubber with a count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's low again, 3-2. Maybe lost a little bit of control on it there. First base is open, by the way. I don't know if maybe that was the conversation. We're going to see here on this pitch. Reaching for it is Wohlers, grounded here to Lyman, and they get out of the inning. Needed that pitch to happen. And so, DePaul, they do cross 2, but once again, could have been worse. To the home half of the 5th, and now all of a sudden, Hoyas need to climb on back in. Sixth inning now for Georgetown in their offense. They need something. May Forshee at the plate and sees strike 1. A single for her and a sac fly in the 3rd. She has been the player this series so far for the Hoyas. playing in our last home series. They just need one win, Georgetown, to get into the postseason. I mean, coming into this game, 9-13, St. John's at 7-12 below them, and DePaul are 7-15. Remember, this goes kind of by winning percentage. St. John's have a few less games played. It's Forshee in the air, right side, second base. Cosgrove, basket catch, out one. So that's why 0-3, and they're out. Providence and Creighton are the two teams below. Providence at 6-16, Creighton at 5-17. They still kind of have an outsider's chance, but they need like some St. John's losses and some DePaul losses, but it's kind of it for Creighton. They needed to go 3-0, and Providence and DePaul both needing to drop 2, but of course Creighton did lose, so they're done. Providence, they had a lot of stuff going here too. They go 0-3, they're out, but they still have a chance to go 2-1 and find their way in as well. 3-0 for Lorena Vasquez and Zunza, who have struck out twice today. And this would be a base runner that they could so desperately want. Strike one. Sophia Scarangella. The batter on deck for Georgetown. 3-0. Infield. Poole looking up. Has it. Just as lunging in was Brooke Johnson. 2 outs.
Designated player.
There's the DP, Sophia Scarangella here. Hoyas 4 outs away now from losing game 2. Niji has just locked in ever since her team took the lead. And actually, it's been a pretty nice day for her overall, too. Cosgrove trying to one-hand it, and Johnson able to recover, get back to first in time. Awfully quick there in the 6th inning. All right, we go to the 7th. Chance for some insurance for DePaul. All right, folks, getting down to it here. So we've entered into the 7th inning.
Shortstop, number 18, Nicole Sullivan.
1-2-3 for DePaul, and they have the 4-1 lead here. It was 1-0 Georgetown, innings 3 and 4. And come the 5th inning, DePaul tallied 2. And then the 6th inning, they tallied 2 more. 2-run shot by Riley Poole. And there's ball 1 from Brooke Plonka. So, Plonka staying out there. Figure this might be just her game. Julia Parker was taking some warm-up pitches, but I haven't seen her step out there. It could be her game tomorrow. We'll see what the decision is from Coach Conlon. But, of course, they need to get through this one still. But they're going to need some heroics in the bottom half of the 7th. Try and punch their ticket to the postseason for the first time since 2014. Plonka with the left hand. Always below the knees of Nicole Sullivan. She's had a weird day today, Sullivan. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Walked in the 3rd. Then got hit by a pitch in the 5th. Just wears the one batting glove, Sullivan. Is able to lay off the pitch that was elevating. It's 3-1 here for Sullivan. I don't know what they're doing over there in the dugout, but it's crazy. Foul ball. It's one of the best parts of this sport, too, softball. Constantly talking, constantly motivating. And it fills in the blanks. Adds that extra crowd noise. Ball 4. Leadoff walk from that left hand of Plonka.
Second base, number 55, Bailey Cosgrove.
It's her 4th walk given up today. Let's see what Bailey Cosgrove can do. It's been hit by a pitch twice today. The last time she was, it scored a run. That was in the 5th inning. That gave them the first run of the game. Just moved everybody over. And all these pitches from Plonka have been low. See, she's just trying to find that spot inside, but it's been departing her hand just a little bit too late. One and 0. There's a foul ball. Adds a strike into the count here. Bailey Cosgrove was playing at second base today. Had that basket catch just a few moments ago. As another sophomore. I mean, the thing is, though, about this DePaul team, they had lost so many players last year. Grad students and seniors. This year's only just a couple. Got a lot of important names coming on back in. Ball 2. Honestly, it's kind of most of these players. Tori Meyer was mentioned before the game. Grace Frazier. Both a couple of seniors on this team. Into center field. Turner getting to it. She's got it. That's the first out. It rolls away from Zamora for a moment. But good line out grab by Turner. She obviously has been the main center field threat this year. Been only just a couple of times this year where maybe she was subbed out and Kondo worked her way into center. This was Kondo's position, but they've opted to shift her over to left. They like the speed of Turner. I'll tell you what, there have been a few moments this year where it seems like a hit's coming for the opposition, but Turner is there to claim and pick up the pieces, including that final out of the perfect game from Plonka against Coppin State. It looked awfully low, but Turner got to it. Brooke Johnson, sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. So it's a ground out and a strikeout today. And hits one immediately at LVI. Tries to go to second. And enough of a jump by Sullivan to keep runners at first and second.
Third base, number 22.
That's just a fielder's choice there. That gets Brooke Johnson on. And so it's a defensive reset here for the Hoyas now with runners at first and second. Looks like it's May Forshee who is just ushering out a little bit of instruction here. And some motivation from Campos, who is back out there at first. Delivery sent in, and there's a ball from Brooke Plonka. Anna Wohlers, the batter. This really could get worse if the Hoyas can't get these 2 outs. A lot of players here who can do some significant damage, and it's rifled down that first base side. And good, good defending, good dodging over there on the first base line. 1-1 on this sunny day here in Washington, D.C. It's the setup for some postseason looks from both of these sides. 2-1, trying to get there. Once again, Georgetown just need to win 1 in this series. They didn't win yesterday, and they are trailing today in the 7th. There's a strike, 2-2. On the pitching end of things for DePaul, it has been just a really nice pitching performance by Bella Niji, who is 3 outs away from her 8th complete game of her career. Would move to 7-7 with a win here today. Plonka delivers the next one. Foul ball, 2-2. And the track by the right fielder in Shulo. Runner at second base is Sullivan. Runner at first base is Brooke Johnson. He's had an effective day. Doesn't have a hit, but Johnson has played her part today. 2-2. Rifled right side again. Just foul. That would have been disastrous for Georgetown had that landed fair. Because Johnson, even though she's at 6'1", oh, can she move? And she was already well beyond second base once that ball even landed. Once that call was made. You knew for sure Sullivan would be making her way around third, heading home. Plonka in with this one, called strike 3. Massive out there to get Wohlers.
Center field.
2 outs. And it's Tori Meyer, the last chance for DePaul in the top of the 7th to just tack on 1 or 2 more. Meyer, who has walked today in the 2nd. It's a couple of pop-outs in the infield. Also has this full capability of doing something disastrous against Georgetown. That center fielder started and played in every single game this year. Hit towards center. Turner, who was already playing pretty shallow. Oh, she misses it. Hops in front of her. 1 run is in. Johnson trips around third, but regathers and gets back in. It's Sullivan who scores. It's the RBI single for Meyer. 5-1 for DePaul.
Designated player, number 3, Carly Alpers.
Tori Meyer. 21st RBI this season, 4th on the team, and just gives Bella Niji just a little bit more for the bottom of the 7th. As ball 1 crosses the plate. Didn't score at all in the first 4 innings, DePaul. There really wasn't much going on. They'd only had 1 hit through 4 1/3. It was Riley Poole's single that woke up everybody. And this was an offense, and watch out, heading towards second. It is Meyer, but Forshee gets her over there. Caught stealing. Something that Forshee ranks pretty well in when it comes to catch people stealing. Lead the conference in it. 15 now. All right. Bottom of the 7th inning. Georgetown now need 4 to tie. Last chance for the Hoyas here in the 7th. Gianna Shulo replacing Brittany Liu, who went 0 for 1, had a walk in the 4th inning. And Bella Niji looking for her 8th complete game of the year. That 3rd inning, she got into a little bit of trouble. Bases were loaded. It was just a simple sacrifice fly from May Forshee. They got that run in. But DePaul responded in the 5th. Big hack for strike 1. And since then, Georgetown without a hit since the 4th inning. Naya Campos singled before she was doubled up. Or at least Liu was doubled up. Lyman had that pop-up, and then it was Johnson who tossed it over the 3rd with Liu tagging. They're hoping that some way they can get it to the top of the order. But a lot of the damage, or if any, has been more towards the bottom here. 3 of the 4 hits for Georgetown have been batters 7, 8, and 9. 1-2. Towering one, center field, chasing in is Meyer. Looks like she's got it. She does. First out of the 7th. 2 outs away are DePaul from forcing a winner-take-all game tomorrow. It's Naya Campos. Obviously, there's one major task for both teams here coming into the weekend. For DePaul, it was to win all of them. They're 2 outs away from being 2/3 of the way there. Georgetown was just simply win 1. They have failed to do so. They've had leads in both games, both of which have been evaporated. 0-2. It was that 2-0 lead that Georgetown had yesterday. They had it again through 3. That magical 3rd inning's been working for them. Campos on a skyer. Everybody clearing out of there. But then came that 4th inning for DePaul and 5th innings yesterday. That's when they elevated their game to 6-5. Rally camp's on there in the dugout for Georgetown. And Naya Campos. Can of corn, left side, 2 down. 1 out away. It's Casey Lyman. Had that single before she was thrown out by Tori Meyer at second base in the 3rd. And then that double play, that pop-out weird double play in the 4th inning. That was her last time up. And Niji trying to go